Have you ever wondered who made the first clock, how the journey of timekeeping started, or what the Indian contribution to the horological world is? If any one of these horological topics intrigue you, then you will have to stay tuned as I present the ancient history of timekeeping in this chapter. Namaste dosto. Welcome to the Timepiece Journal and let's begin the journey of ancient timekeeping. Before the mechanical clocks were even invented, ancient civilizations like the Egyptians, Greeks, Roman, Chinese, and Indian used sundials, water clocks, and other simple tools to measure the time for thousands of years. Back in ancient times, people did not have clock on their phone, so they used sundials, where the shadow of a stick moved across the marked surface to tell the time. But wait, sundial had a big limitation. They only worked when the sun was out. And to measure the time in the dark or in bad weather or indoor, ancient civilization developed water clocks. The idea of water clocks was surprisingly smart. In this, basically they used two containers. Water slowly dripped from one container to another, and the rising or falling level showed the passing hours. This allowed people to measure time at night or during bad weathers. From religious ceremonies to astronomical calculation, ancient civilization used water clocks like everywhere. Now think about today. Without accurate timekeeping, our life would have been a total chaos. Be it brewing a perfect cup of coffee, catching a flight, performing a cardiac surgery, launching a rocket, or running app like PhonePe, Ola, Uber, etc. Every minute or major thing depend on precise timing today. Understand this. Watches are just the tip of the iceberg, where the timekeeping is the invisible force that keeps our modern world running. After relying centuries on sundials and water clocks, people began experimenting with other methods. The two standout designs were the candle clock and the oil lamp clock. Candle clocks. These clever devices measure time as the candle slowly burned. Candle clocks were even marked with lines for hours, so monk could easily time prayers or anyone cooking meal could monitor the timings. Oil lamp clocks. So oil lamp clock used floating markers that move as the oil burned, basically a burning hourglass. They were not very accurate, but they were cheap, portable, and common across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. Even though the oil lamp clocks were not perfectly accurate, interestingly, it was used by the sailor at that time. Sailor even used oil lamp clock to estimate how long their shift lasted while at sea. As timekeeping evolved, another clever device appeared, the hourglass, or some of us called it the sand clock. Most historians believed it was developed in 8th century Europe, probably inspired by older water clocks. But a 10th century French monk named Liutprand is sometimes credited with its invention. However, the first solid proof of its use comes a bit later. Ambrogio Lorenzetti, an Italian painter, created a large fresco in Siena in 1338 called Allegory of Good and Bad Government. In that artwork, he included an hourglass held by the figure of justice. This is important because it gives us the earliest confirmed visual proof that hourglasses were being used in the 14th century. Lorenzetti did not invent the hourglass. Understand this. He just simply painted what he saw. During the late 13th and early 14th century, Italy, England, and Germany birthed the first mechanical clock. Weight driven with watch escapement, they rang church bell accurately, replacing unreliable water clocks. And by the 14th and 15th century, smaller table clocks entered households, putting time in the hands of ordinary people. India's timekeeping journey goes back thousands of years. As early as 1200 BC, the Vedanga Jyotisha's texts talk about the shanku, a simple stick that used shadow from the sun to tell the time. It is similar to what we discussed in the sundial. Later, around 500 CE, Indian astronomers described the Ghati yantra, a type of water clock. In this, they basically used a small bowl with a tiny hole at the bottom that slowly filled with water and sang after a fixed time, measuring one unit called ghati, roughly around 24 minutes. Scholars like Aryabhata in 499 CE and Varāhamihira in 6th century CE also discussed time units and astronomical calculation that relied on such instruments. These inventions shows that India was not just following global timekeeping trend, it was actively contributing to them. So next time you check your watch, remember, it is the result of 5000 years of trial, error and science. So how the journey of portable watches started? In the early 16th century, Peter Henlein in Germany invented the mainspring. This coiled spring powered the first pocket watch, small enough to carry it with you, evolving from bulky tower clocks to something you could keep in your pocket. And thanks to the balance spring introduced around 1675, watches became far more precise, shaping the mechanical watches we know today. If you want to dive deeper into the history of portable watches, I have already made a video on that. I have put the link in the comments down below. You can check it out later. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more exciting timekeeping stories. Thank you. Bye bye. Sayonara.